So black men are looking back and they're saying, okay, we had the 4 years of Trump, we have the 4 years of Biden-Harris. Which one was better for my pockets? Which one was I excelling in more and more? And if you look at the economic data, it's not a doubt. It was under Donald J. Trump. And that's why you're seeing more and more black men saying, you know what? I'm gonna roll with Trump.
I would just have to disagree because pay attention. He said up until that point, it was the lowest unemployment rate. The lowest unemployment rate for black people was actually in 2023 under Joe Biden. Donald Trump inherited a strong economy from Barack Obama, number one, and he fumbled the bag. He had a strong economy, he got hit with COVID, and he fumbled the bag. So Biden gets in office with a pandemic, a financial catastrophe, and had to build it back up. What we look at is people who have a memory of the beginning of Donald Trump and not the end of Donald Trump. And government is like a ship. It turns slowly, not swift like a speedboat. And so the progress that we saw in the very beginning of his term, he just inherited that. So when we talk about the benefits of Trump, there really were none in the end.
First, number one, when Barack Obama left office, the economy was actually not growing. We were in a stagnant economy. And this is my career. I'm securities licensed. I worked in the business 17 years. The economy was actually growing only 1 to 1.5% per year when Donald Trump came into office. When he cut regulation and put in his tax policy, which, by the way, like I said before, grew the federal treasury, you lower tax rates, you actually get more tax revenue. That's an empirical fact. When he did that, mirrored with his put together with his regulation cuts, economic growth in the United States went from 1.5 under Barack Obama to 3.5 under Donald Trump. Those are the facts. That's the details. Number two, to what Kamala Harris wants to do. First and foremost, how's she going to build 3 million new homes? Has she actually told us how she's going to do that? Because she has not. Quite frankly, she hasn't told us much of anything, but I digress. Hold on, brother, I'm going to come to that. Here's why. The same regulatory policy that the Biden-Harris administration has now put in across the board, including their environmental regulations, that slows down the ability to build new homes in the United States, and it increases the cost of building homes in the United States. And that's before I get to her economic policy. Number two, giving $25,000 to a first-time home buyer, that's only gonna make the cost of homes $25,000 more. Because every seller in the United States is gonna say, well, hold up, you a first-time home buyer? You got another $25,000 from the feds? Well, cool. Now my price of my home is now $25,000 more. It's actually not going to help the affordability crisis. Number three, her plan about wanting a $6,000 child tax credit. Well, a funny thing happened in the American Rescue Plan that Joe Biden signed into law in May of 2021. Kamala Harris was a deciding vote in the Senate on that plan. In that plan was the same tax credit policy. When that came to the House of Representatives, I was on the budget committee. When it came in, we said to them, this is gonna create inflation. Because what you're doing is you're gonna give the child tax credit combined with state unemployment benefits, and that's gonna be more than the average prevailing wage across the states right now. So essentially, people are gonna stay at home. Why would you go to work in the middle of the second half of the pandemic when you're getting state unemployment and you're getting a child tax credit and you're making more money being in the house? That created a labor shortage in the United States, which created the inflation that's been crippling families. So, brother, I hear what you're saying, but the economic record is clear. If you're trying to generate economic growth, which is the thing that's going to allow small businesses to thrive, allow black people to thrive, Hispanic people, white people, etc., you have to have a low tax environment. You have to have a low regulatory environment. And she's not proven that she can build, frankly, anything. She's in charge right now of the broadband program that was in the Inflation Reduction Act. They've not added anybody under the Biden-Harris administration to rural broadband, even though they put $42 billion towards that program. So I'm looking at what she's done, not what she says. And what she says doesn't add up.
Okay.
Wow.